Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Easy 606. Welcome to episode number 6 of Absolute Hysteria. This week we're tackling retro gaming. That's right, for all you video game nerds out there. We are tapping into the game world this week. I got my co-host with me this week. I have the little homie Kidd Jewell, and we have my brother from another, Kidd.
Yo.
And like I said, this week we're talking about some retro gaming. But before we get into that, we're going to hit some of the little our normal weekly clips that we do here and there. Since there's no crazy news this week, we're going to do the recap of the King and Queen of the Ring last night. So let's jump into that. So caution, if you haven't seen it, mute this, turn it for the next 5 minutes if you haven't seen it, because there are spoilers. So jumping in to the King and Queen of the Ring, which took place in Saudi Arabia Saturday afternoon. It was about like 1 o'clock p.m. it started, which is one thing I hate about the whole, every time they go overseas, we get weird start times. And I remember one pay-per-view, I think it was Australia, it started at like 2:30 in the morning. So, but yeah, the pay-per-view, Saudi Arabia, King and Queen of the Ring, the opening or the pre-show was the women's tag title match between Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, defending their championship against Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae. Simple run-of-the-mill match, you know, your run-of-the-mill pre-show match. I think they just wanted to let Bianca get in on the action, let them see some action overseas. So they gave them a squash match pretty much. Bianca and Jade retained their titles. Next match was the women's championship match. Liv Morgan versus Becky Lynch for the WWE championship. This one actually made me happy because I was happy to see Liv finally get her belt. Finally, another one.
Wasn't a fan.
Oh, you don't like Liv?
Not a fan.
Oh, okay. I like Liv, man. Liv is a workhorse, man. She doesn't get the title that much, but she finally did get this one. Even though I know what's going to happen to her, she's basically, as soon as Rhea comes back, she's that belt's gone.
Oh yeah, she's just a placeholder.
Yeah, you know, they had the whole story mapped out. She took Rhea out, got the belt, and now they're just, as soon as Rhea comes back, she's gone.
Battle for Dom.
Yeah, exactly. And Dom actually, he actually cost her. He actually helped her get that on quote unquote accident.
Yep. With the chair.
Yeah. Then after that match, we had probably one of the better matches of the night, if not the best match of the night. Sami Zayn, Bronson Reed, Chad Gable 3-way for the Intercontinental Championship. All three delivered, highly delivered. It was a pretty good match, actually.
It was your match of the night?
Uh, tied. There's
My
two
match
of
of the
them.
night was Cody and Paul.
I didn't even have that as my top two. I had it as like 3, but yeah. It was a good one. But Sammy, Bronson, Chad, a lot of people thought that Chad might pull it out, seeing that he's turned super heel. I was kind of waiting for Otis to turn on him, which I think's coming soon. I think Otis is about to pop out on him. I'm hoping, I might be reaching on this, but I'm hoping Big Tuck's going to come back and save him, and they're going to come back with their tag team.
Oh, Tucky.
Yeah, because he's been posting about him training, but nobody really knows what's going on with him right now. And I'd like to see him come back and talk some sense into old Otis and get him away from the Alpha Academy. That'd be pretty dope. But yeah, Sami Zayn ended up pulling the win out on that one. I don't know what their plan is with the IC belt. I'm just kind of watching week by week to see what they do with it. But next match was Nia Jax and Lyra Valkyrie for the Queen of the Ring. Kind of disappointed with that whole thing anyway, because that whole Queen of the Ring kind of fizzled out on me, because I thought for sure we were going to see Bianca and Jade one-on-one. I thought that's the way they were setting it up. It looked like that's the way it was going. Bianca and Jade finally big showdown, but neither one of them made it to the final.
Right.
End up being the Botch Queen. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if it's because she is like royal family. She's the bloodline. Yeah, it has to be her being like bloodline. You know what I mean? Because there's no other way.
That's what everybody was screaming. All hail the Queen Chief and all that, bro. Like, oh, I'm good. I'm good on that. I
mean, hell, even Naomi's part of the bloodline. I'd rather see Naomi get some credit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. I'm not a big Nia Jax person, and
she hurts to me, people.
I know Lyra Valkyrie's new, but she is dope. Like, it would have been nice to see her get something, but I understand she's brand new, just came here from NXT, so.
Yeah, we know WWE does not want new talent to be shining.
Yeah. So next match, we had Gunther and Randy Orton for the King of the Ring.
Disappointed.
Yep.
Yeah, I was too with the ending. I wanted to see Randy get it because, like I was telling Jamie yesterday or Kincaid yesterday, man, like Gunther's young. He's got plenty of time. He's going to be the man soon. You know what I mean? Let's give Randy a one big title run to go out, because he doesn't have long left.
Yeah, not just that. That is the one title. That is the one win that Randy needed to truly grab the across the board status of legendary in WWE, and they wouldn't give it to him. He needs that King of the Ring.
I mean, look at what they did to John Cena, bro. John Cena needs one title run to take to break the record, to break Flair's record. He needs one, and he's needed that for what, 10 years now?
Right.
So I don't know, man. Once they have records, man, they're really hard to let go of. I mean, unless you're Roman Reigns, then you damn near break all the records.
Facts.
Roman made it to number 3 on the list, but I don't think nobody's ever going to break that record, because you'd have to go 5 years as the champion. So I don't know if anybody does ever break it, I probably won't be watching it at that time.
If somebody breaks it, man, you're gonna have to be an amazing work. You're gonna have to have crazy charisma. Your mic level is gonna have to be amazing, and you're just gonna have to be one of the best in the locker room that's ever been, because you're gonna have to captivate us for that long, or else it's just gonna be still like this bloodline shit's been forever.
Yeah, it's starting to heat up now, though. They're bringing all of the the quote unquote solo bloodline. Because they're bringing in some dope talent, man, and they're changing it up a little bit.
I agree, but look at what it's taken and how many people it's taken to make us look at it like it's dope again.
Oh yeah, yeah. And they had to reach down and bring in some hitters, boy.
Right.
But last match of the night was Cody and Logan Paul, which the original idea for this match would have been so much doper if it had been title for title.
Facts.
But they didn't want to do that apparently because I guess WWE fans are getting tired of the double titles. So they decided, I guess, to change it over and make it to where Logan Paul ripped up the contract. So,
and I'm going to go on air right here, right now, and say that I've hated on that man since he stepped foot in the WWE. But after that match, I now look at him as a quality wrestler, and I'll always keep my mouth shut from here on out about that guy because he put on a hell of an event.
Hey, Logan's no chump, man. Logan's not a chump. Logan actually understands that business. Of course, Logan was a natural entertainer as well. You know what I mean? Like,
he was a cornball. That's why I didn't like him.
Well, yeah, I mean, he got his fame on the internet and some of it through boxing, but I mean, in all reality, he is an entertainer. That's what he's done, you know. He's very athletic as well, so that helped with him catching on to the, you know, the business. But hey, I'm here for it, man. I'm interested to see what they're going to do with him.
Absolutely.
But yeah, man, that was the King and Queen of the Ring wrap up. Next, we're going to move right into the next one. The next thing we're going to move into is the movie spotlight of the week. If I can find my thing here.
Movie or TV series of the week.
Movie or TV series of the week. This week, I watched a couple things this week, but this one is the one that grabbed me. It was much anticipated. I was hyped for it to finally come to where I could watch a good quality without having to go to the cinema to watch it. I'm not for sure if you guys have had a chance to check it out yet, but once again, let me find my thing. Oh, Godzilla and Kong, the New Empire. Boom, boom, boom. Not going to give out too many spoilers on it, but if you have not got a chance to see it, check it out. I think it just dropped where you can rent it, and a lot of your bigger sites have now got it. Streaming, and your other sites have it now. I think the DVD or the Blu-ray might be already dropped or about to drop. But, man, check it out. Good movie. The only problem I had with it was, I don't know, man. They just got so freaking close to Planet of the Apes. Like, without spoilers, like, once you see this movie, you're going to be like, damn, somebody's getting sued. Like, it's damn, like, it's, oh man, it's like very similar to the Planet of the Apes story. So, but it's well worth it. I gave it like an 8 out of 10, man. I really enjoyed it. It's not just because I'm a gorilla person. I just really enjoyed the film itself. Good storyline, good. It continued on with the whole, Kong Godzilla series. But yeah, that was the movie of the week, Godzilla and Kong, the New Empire. Next thing we're going to do before we jump into the main topic of the week, the artist spotlight is starting. We got our first artist up, and it happens to be none other than your boy right here on the screen with me. Mr. Kidd Jewell is the first artist up. He was the first artist to tap in. I've had a couple other artists tap in. We haven't decided on a date yet. And I just put out a video on YouTube and Facebook last night. We're looking for artists. So check that out. And if you want to be part of this series, hit me up and we will discuss all the information. But first week,
Absolute Hysteria presents Artist Spotlight of the Week. The 6/9/2024 Kidd Jewell, Born to Hustle.
That's right. June 9th, the whole episode of Absolute Hysteria will be dedicated to the homie Kidd Jewell. We will be talking about his music, playing some of his music, discussing it. He's going to tell you his projects. We're going to ask him some questions. We're just going to make this shit about the homie. And he's going to talk about the new album, Born to Hustle.
It is. The only thing I'm going to say is it's expected to drop this summer, and it is loaded. You do not want to miss some of the features that I have on this motherfucker.
Yes. I've heard a lot of the stuff, man, and if you guys have followed Kidd Jewell, you're not going to be disappointed. I think this is his best body of work, and man, I hope that y'all enjoy what the guy's about to bring to you. Okay, well, that's all of the extras we have. So let's jump into the meat and the potatoes, like we like to say. Retro gaming. So when I say retro, I mean when we were youngsters. Dankus Magic, whoop whoop, what's happening?
Whoop whoop.
But yeah, when we were youngsters and into our adulthood, things have certainly changed for sure with the with everything, all the graphics and stuff. But
Shit, in the last 5 years, it's changed better than what we had.
Exactly, man. And it's crazy knowing that what we had then we thought was the best. Like we watched it progress from Nintendo all the way up to like PlayStation 1, Xbox One, and we're like, oh, this is so dope. And then what we have now is like damn near watching an actual, like it's like you're there. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's like I was telling somebody the other day, like the first time I played San Andreas, and I was like, man, these graphics are amazing. And nowadays kids, they're playing Minecraft, and I'm like, wow, those graphics look better than what San Andreas did. That's just insane, bro.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's funny watching some of the reactions. Like I've actually done it myself to some of the youngsters, but I've seen videos as well. You take like these kids that are used to all these crazy dope graphics, and you take them back to Nintendo, like your basic 8-bit graphics, and they're like, what is this shit?
Shit, take them back to the Atari 2600.
Oh yeah.
Give them a paddle controller.
Give them Pong with a little ball.
A joystick.
That would be crazy. Give them an arcade game, period. You know what I mean?
Yeah, take them to the old school Ataris where you had to use the phone as a controller. Let's see them figure that one out.
Kids don't understand, man. Like in our day, like we was just talking about, I was talking about this to somebody not too long ago. We're talking about arcades, man. Remember being able to take, a handful of quarters or like $5 and go to the arcade and just run that shit. You know what I mean? Like Mortal Kombats and NBA Jams and all them crazy arcade games you used to be able to play. Pac-Man.
Oh yeah.
And I remember
like
we had one. Yeah.
The shooter, that was amazing.
We had the movie theater, which was cool. But remember that arcade that was down there on Market Street there for a long time inside that pool hall?
Yeah, I do.
I remember riding bikes, man. We used to ride our bikes from Wood Street all the way down to Market Street to go to that arcade.
Yeah, then we had one there for a while down in the dirty with Aberdeen. Most people's gonna be like, what, Atlanta? But nah, down by the bridge when it was across from the marathon now, like they had a bunch of arcades in there, man. Like, and I remember like back then they had it was just for a little while. It was a Contra game with a shooter, and then it was like the Terminator game with like the guns and stuff. And I just thought it was the greatest thing in the world. Kids nowadays just don't know how lucky they have it.
Oh, big facts, man.
Yep.
Big facts. So when we talk about consoles, I had everybody this week. I had everybody choose their favorite 2 consoles, retro consoles, and I had them pick out their top 5 games from each console. So we're going to start that out. I'm going to start out with my favorite console. I'm going to have to say the favorite console would be. I'm going to go with the
SNES.
the Super Nintendo.
Good old SNES.
Yep.
The reason I say this one because this is the one that really started. I mean, I had a Nintendo, but I wasn't really old enough to really grasp it as much as I did the Super. I kind of grew up with the Super Nintendo, you know what I mean? And that's the one where I had all the friends come over, man, from all over the place, and we were playing all the different games and having little tournaments and stuff. Like so many games that come to mind on this one. It was hard for me to narrow it down to the top 5, but man, I had to. But so number one, first and foremost, my favorite game on this system was Mortal Kombat 2. I picked it over.
Good game.
I picked it over 1 because I felt like Mortal Kombat 2 was better designed, and there was more, more characters, obviously. But I just figured it was I don't know. It just seemed like it was a better designed game, better storylines and stuff. Number 2, I picked Contra 3 because I can remember this one and my number 3, which I'm gonna go ahead and say it because I could tell a story about both of them. But my number 3 is the OG Mario Kart. But I can remember Contra 3 and Mario Kart. I remember a funny story that I can remember throughout my life. So at that age, I'm a youngster. I was always in trouble. I was always outside acting a fool with the homies, getting in trouble and shit. So I get grounded. And I get grounded so damn often that my mom put my TV and my Nintendo on a rolly cart so she could just roll that bitch right out the room when I got grounded. And so that's how you know I was bad, because that bitch was on a rolly cart. She just grabbed it and pulled, Well, I'd be grounded and I wake up at like 2 or 3 in the morning to go to the bathroom, and I walk outside in the living room. My mom and Eddie would be playing Mario Kart and stuff, just going at it, knowing they had to be up at work at like 6 a.m. And they're up at 3 o'clock in the morning playing Mario Kart. And
I can see that. I can see it.
Dude, it was hilarious. I remember this shit so vividly.
Your mom seems like a Mario Karter.
Oh, she still does. 2 years ago, I convinced her to buy a Switch, and that was the first game I got her for Christmas was Mario Kart. But yeah, I remember going out there and they'd just be killing that game. So when I'd finally get my game back, me and Eddie would play Contra 3 like it was going out of style. Like we played the shit out of that game. But yeah, man, those 2 are definitely big ones for me. The 4th one, Donkey Kong Country. I played the shit out of that game. Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong, man. No Diddy.
Those were good games. Donkey.
Yep.
And my 5th game was so hard, and like I said, this was so hard to narrow down because there were so many games like Primal Instinct or Primal Rage and Killer Instinct and games that I wanted to choose, but I had to pick this game because I played this game so much. NBA Jam, the original NBA Jam. Dude, I don't know why that game was so crazy, but I just remember playing that game for hours, man. And it left a big impression in my brain, man. So yeah, that was my top 5 for the old Super Nintendo. Kidd Jewell, what's your first system and your first top 5?
I'm gonna go with the OG Nintendo 64.
Hold on. Boom, boom, boom.
All right. So on the games, I got number 1 WWF No Mercy. I
Great game.
played the shit out of that game. I got GoldenEye 007,
Mm-hmm.
Banjo-Kazooie,
Mm-hmm.
Super Mario 64,
Mm-hmm.
and WWF WrestleMania 2000.
Another classic. Yeah.
Yep. A lot of. I picked the 64 because I was in and out of hospitals a lot, and the hospital that I was in the most had a 64, and it got me through a lot of bad and terrible days. So,
A lot of sentimental value there.
yes, sir.
Oh yeah. King Cade.
Man, I think I'm gonna have to go with the OG big box Xbox.
No.
There you go. Yeah, a lot of people will have a hard time realizing that is classified as retro now. I say game number one for me would be the Sonic the Hedgehog, the blue space rat, or whatever you want to call him, Hedgehog, obviously. Probably one of my favorite games. It's one of the first games I received with the console. I think I got it in part 2. Then later on, I got Sonic and Knuckles. So pretty much anything Sonic was my jam back then. Number 2 was Streets of Rage 2. That game, I mean, who doesn't like a side-scrolling beat 'em up? And it's probably one of the best, if not the best, on Xbox. Let's see, Black. I like Black a lot, man. Like it's a definite rolling shooter.
Oh yeah. Classic.
Love that game. Let's see, Amped. I like Amped a lot, man. It's a snowboarding game. It's pretty much like you can play multiplayer with each other. Like if you had a friend over or something, see who could pull off the most tricks in a short amount of time. The game was pretty gnarly. Unreal Tournament. I played that a lot with a bunch of my friends.
Man, forgot about that one.
Yeah, Unreal Tournament was dope. Let's see. That I do believe that's it right there for me. Which was, I had the Sonic setups and those 3.
No Halo.
Yeah, Halo 1 and 2. I think those were the other 2 that I had listed. I played that a lot, as you know. A lot. I mean, you've been at the house many times when I'd be playing that.
Oh yeah, man. Like that was one. I was never like after the whole Nintendo when PlayStation came out. I was always a PlayStation person, especially after PlayStation 2. I just kind of gravitated more PlayStation. But I always had to go back and play that old Xbox for the Halo games, man, because like Xbox, the fat one and 360, man, like those were Halo games were crazy.
Even though I went completely south and mentioned Sonic.
Oh yeah, because I would expect that with another system, but
yeah, it is with another system, man. I got sidetracked there for a minute and went blank.
oh, it's all good.
Besides Sonic was the one that you play all the time.
Yeah, Far Cry. That would have been the other one besides Sonic. I played that a lot. Are you familiar with Sandwich Jones? James Robertson?
Yeah.
Well, me and James, man, I wanted to beat him with the couch. Like, he was the only person that was a little bit better at Far Cry than me. And big story ended up leading to a sad story. Like, I almost beat him with a chair, literally, because he kept talking all kinds of shit, bro. And it was making me mad because I literally couldn't get an angle on him. We was playing on a water map there, like where the waterfall's at on Far Cry for the multiplayer maps. And dude just kept getting that angle on me, kept killing me off spawn. So I about raged and about beat him with the chair.
No. That's dope. So, okay. Well, my next console, my number 2 console, Kidd Jewell grabbed it. It was the N64 as well. The Nintendo 64 was the follow-up to the Super Nintendo. And once again, that was in that part of my life where I was on that shit like all the fucking time. All the homies were over playing it. We had 2 of the same games on our list. I was actually surprised at that. I was surprised there wasn't a couple more, but we had 2 of the same, which was GoldenEye and No Mercy, because they were such big classics anyway. My 3, 4, and 5 were different. My 3 was Killer Instinct Gold. I love the Killer Instinct game all the way from Super Nintendo to N64. Yeah. Number 4 had to be NFL Blitz. NFL Blitz was one of the craziest football games ever, even with the cross system when it went to PS2 and PS1.
You could powerball people.
Exactly. It was the game where WWE met NFL.
You could hit people with boards and shit. Remember that?
Yeah.
Like, what was it? A 10-point lead? You could use a power up and literally hit them with a board.
That shit was crazy. Power bomb, hit them with boards, clothesline them. Like, it was just, that game was insane, man. A lot of pissed off people in that game. Then number 5, instead of WrestleMania, I went with the opposite. I went with the WCW versus NWO because that game was, I think that was one that kind of started the whole wrestling craze. You know, coming out, you know, the whole NWO aspect coming out. I think it was crazy. But yeah, that was fun. What's that?
It was a fun one for sure.
Absolutely. Kidd Jewell, what you got on your second system?
I'm gonna go with the PlayStation 2.
Okay.
Another classic. Oh, that picture's so damn blocked.
Fat boy.
So I went with the PS2 because not only for the mainstream, top 100 games that a lot of people pick, it had a lot of third-party games that was just crazy, like Big Mother Truckers and a lot of just different cool shit that you wouldn't find on any other system.
I think PS2 has one of the largest catalogs, man. There's games that I've seen that I didn't know existed.
Yeah, my dad was a truck driver for a long time, and he met with another truck driver once and brought me a decent stack of games one time. And shit I never even heard of, and all of them were awesome. Like, I
found out over the years that there were regional games that we wouldn't get in our region that you might get in yours. I didn't know that existed until I got older.
That's on every system ever.
Yeah, and it was just so weird that seeing people in like Cali. You ask them their favorite games, and they be telling you games like, "What the fuck is that? Never heard of that shit."
So my 5 games, I'm not gonna do the 1 through 5 because I played the shit out of all of these. I'm gonna go with Guitar Hero 3, and I picked that one because by the time Guitar Hero 3 came out, I was on hard mode, and it didn't take me very long to get to expert with the hyperspeed shit. I had that shit flying. I picked Need for Speed Underground 2. WWE SmackDown Here Comes the Pain.
Man.
With the motherfucking multi-tap, with all your homies playing with the multi-tap plugged in.
Oh, yeah.
That was dope. GTA San Andreas, obviously. And Mortal Kombat Armageddon. And I do have 3 honorable mentions because I love this system. And I got NBA Street Volume 2, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4, and Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2 for honorable mentions.
Oh, yeah. PS2 was another big one, man. That was like I said, that was my lead off into PlayStation.
Yeah.
That's when I went from Nintendo guy to PlayStation guy. I kind of skipped over PlayStation 1. I don't know what it was. I think I skipped that whole era.
I played that one too.
What you got for your number 2, Kincaid?
Sega.
Oh man, he done said Sega.
Yeah, buddy.
Old school.
Going back to the story earlier, anything Sonic. You know, like I said, when I first moved from Maysville to Aberdeen, the first Christmas that we had, like I always wanted, the Sega. A couple of my friends had already had it prior. And it's the console I got that year. Was super ecstatic. It had I think 3 of my top 5 games for the Sega, which I'm rumbling together 1 and 2 for Sonic because, again, as said earlier, the Blue Hedgehog. I mean, super cool thing. It was pretty much Sega Genesis' answer to Mario, and I mean, he held his own for a good while. Number 2 on the Sega Genesis, a lot of people may or may not know, but it was a hit game. Sega didn't really have very many ninja games, so Shinobi 3 was just that game for me. Again, when you mentioned PlayStation, one of my favorite games from there is Tenchu, so Shinobi filled that in for me, in that aspect over the years. Number 3, Earthworm Jim. Who doesn't love Earthworm Jim?
Yes.
Number 4, Toe Jam and Earl. Like, that game was, again, super classic for the Sega. And number 5, Golden Axe. Solely because who doesn't love playing a game where you get to mix together a side-scrolling RPG with where you get to ride on like dragons, crazy animals, and all this, and you have a decent story where you just get to rock anybody that steps in your way, and there's potions, magic, all that good stuff. You could be a barbarian, a dwarf, whatever, man. Like, it's just one of those classic games that'll always sit well with me.
Hell yeah. Speaking of Sega Genesis, one of my favorite games of all time that I got this system strictly to play this game. I don't know if you guys remember it. What about this right here?
Booger Man.
Boy, this game you should be that shit, boy. Booger Man, where you be farting at him and shit.
Yeah, that and Toe Jam and Earl, man, had some classic kind of character actions, I guess you'd say.
What was it, Sega, or it might have been Sega and Super that had the Beavis and Butthead game?
I think both systems had it.
That's why I'm pretty sure it did. I remember playing that a lot. I actually, I think it was 2 years ago, I bought one of those little retro Super Nintendo little things that has like 100 games on them.
Yeah.
And I sat there and replayed that Beavis and Butthead. Man, that shit was crazy.
It's like Kidd Jewell talking about the PS2. I was in a very bad car accident when I was 17 years old, and I was actually technically paralyzed for about 4.5 months. I had to learn to walk again and everything. While I was bedridden in the hospital, I pretty much played Driver on repeat for like a month straight because I couldn't walk. I couldn't do anything. So I just played PlayStation 2 nonstop. So it's probably my 3rd favorite console of all time.
Oh, yeah, man. PS2 is definitely a super classic, man.
Yep.
Well, that's dope, man. That's the list for this week. So now that we're in the adulthood and we're still kind of dabbling in the thing, I'm gonna ask you guys, and then I'll say mine. Are you a PC, Nintendo, PlayStation, or Xbox guy? Kidd Jewell.
Right now, I'm gonna say Xbox because I have a Xbox 360 that I play with my son when I have him, that gets us through the week and shit. But if I didn't have that, I'd say PlayStation.
Okay. I already know Ken K's answer, but I'm
All right, if you're an Xbox user, YUNGXGRINCH, it's console master race, baby, and I'm an Xbox fan.
There you go. And of course, I gotta clash, and I am the PlayStation guy. So
Still console master race.
Yeah,
I love me some PlayStation 2, though. I ain't gonna lie.
It's not wrong though. Like, my son's in there watching YouTube and shit when I have him, and he'll be watching all this stuff that's modded on YouTube. He's like, "Why can't I do that on my PlayStation?" I was like, "They have computers like they have that are doing PC gaming." He's like, "Well, now I want a computer." I was like, "I just bought you the damn Xbox. Play your Xbox."
Isn't that crazy about kid gaming nowadays? I hear so many of my homies talking about it, and I've witnessed it. These kids will watch YouTube and Twitch, they'll watch other people play games.
Yep.
I do it.
He's not doing it.
I'm not gonna lie, man. Like,
though, there's a difference. Do you do it to learn stuff, or do you do it just to watch it?
hell no, bro. I do it so I don't waste money. Like, you know, if there's a game, like I'm interested in the storyline, bro. I've been playing video games since I was 5 years old. So I'm not gonna go, like, I might be interested in the game, I might care about the story of the game, but I don't want to go waste $100 to play the game myself. So I'll sit down and watch a playthrough, you know, like, and see somebody else that I find interesting play. You know, like, I'm not one of these people that'll, you know, watch somebody buy a toy that I want and watch them play with it, but I will watch somebody do a walkthrough of a game or something like that and see whether or not I really want to invest my time and money into that game.
I've watched a couple of them. There's some good ones out there.
Oh yeah,
I do it to figure stuff out sometimes. Like, you know, I've been playing the WWE 2K24, and like I haven't played any of the 2K games for a while. Like I have 2K22, but I think it's still in the wrapper. I didn't even open it. Like, I haven't played none of the 2K wrestling games for a while, since like 19. And so when I played 24, there's a lot of crazy shit in the story mode that I didn't know how to do, like ambulance matches and all them other stuff. I didn't know how to do it. So I had to go watch the YouTube videos, and they walk you through like how to do it and stuff. So after I lost about 19 times in a row, I watched a YouTube video.
hey, it works. I mean, we all used to go to GameFAQs.com when we were younger. Now we just go to YouTube and, you know, watch somebody else do it, and we're like, hey, that's how you do it.
Yeah, and remember the game manuals you used to be able to buy for like $9.99. It told you all the finishing moves and all the specials. The like Mortal Kombat. I used to buy all the Mortal Kombat ones because it had the babalities and the animalities and the all those different type finishers they had.
Bro, when me and Connie got married, I mean, would you know, like, I sold the majority of my retro gaming collection to fund our wedding. I think I sold like, I don't know, it was almost like 50 some damn near mint condition Nintendo Power magazines for somewhere around like almost $580 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I regret it because I just miss being able to actually open them up and look at them. And now the best thing you got is that shitty ass GameStop magazine, if they still do that.
Oh yeah, Game Informer, yeah.
Yeah.
That shit's trash.
Yeah. Most of those didn't even make it very long. Most of those went in the trash can as soon as they came. I don't even think I looked at half of them because it was always just the same shit.
I think I used to look at them to see like what kind of statues or, you know, collector figs were coming out. Yes, I am a collector of all things, you know, it has to do with horror and comic books, including action figures and statues.
Yes, sir. But yeah, man, video games are a big part. You know, that's a big part of our history, our youth, adulthood, man. Like, they're like Kidd said earlier, man. A lot of people use it as therapy, man, to get away from shit that they're going through. You know, I got a lot of adult friends that, you know, they catch a lot of slack for video games, man, because like their significant others are like, "Oh, you're a grown man. Are you playing kids games?" Not really. You know, they're just escaping the world, man. As long as they're doing what they're supposed to, and you know, being a parent and doing all that good shit, then who cares what they're doing in their spare time?
That too, like adults get shamed like a motherfucker in our society anymore. It's like life is so fucking stressful with bills and with, you know, everything else around us. Maybe we just need 5 minutes away from the bullshit. Like,
yep.
Leave me
Shit,
alone.
Video games almost ruined my marriage before we got married, to be honest with you. I literally was playing COD Black Ops 2. Like, I was probably playing 12 to 14 hours a day, was ignoring my wife, and then I'd wake up, you know, get in the lobby with my friends and just be like, yeah, fuck this life. My life was online for the longest. It almost became an obsession and an addiction.
It can, man. The thing is though, like nowadays in today's society, motherfuckers are getting paid.
Oh, facts.
Like gaming has become a career. Like you got kids nowadays and younger adults. They're like, what are you going to do after school? Man, I'm gonna be a professional gamer. Like I'm getting paid to play video games or testing video games or developing the video games, man. Like
that's just crazy.
There's a dude up here that lives by me. I used to see him at Kroger's, man. This dude drives. I think I showed Kincaid a picture of his car one day.
Delvin Metcalf. He's a designer and engineer for bio. I think it's like BioShock or some shit.
Yeah, he does a lot of the. He does a lot of developing for Minecraft too.
Oh.
But dude, this kid's like 19, 20 years old and has like 3 cars that are worth like a $500,000 a piece.
Want me to blow your mind? He is one of the video game developers and designer teachers for KCTCS.
Damn. At that age.
Right.
That's wild. I seen him and his mom. I seen the car all the time riding around. I'm like, damn, who's rolling like that around here? Besides, I thought it was like a football player or something. I see this kid get out of it. I think I made a joke to King K. I'm like, yeah, he's probably driving daddy's car. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you did.
And then one night I seen him at Kroger's and his mom got out, or this older, I assumed it was his mom, and an older lady got out with him and they walked into Walmart. And then I was like, man, I'm going to look this up. So I got online and started looking it up and I finally find him. And I dig through his profile. I found out what he did. He lives around here. I know the guy that shoots all of his car photography. So I was talking to this guy and he was like, yeah, man, this kid's no joke. Like his cars are, you know, crazy collection. You know what I mean? But hell yeah. Can't hate on him, man. This kid got out of high school, developed games, and became a millionaire before he was 20.
Yeah, I went to college for it, and as soon as I got to the coding part, I was like, fuck that shit.
Yeah. It is not what I signed up for. Yeah, shit's wild. So, man, like I said, what I said earlier in the episode, make sure y'all tune in June 9th, 2024. Kidd Jewell Artist Spotlight, the first ever. It's going to be a nice little episode highlighting my dude. If you're an up-and-coming artist and want to join in on this spotlight, I've got 4 different package levels that you can choose from. Make sure you hit me up directly, inbox, and I can discuss it with you, and we can figure out what would be the best for you. Next week is going to be interesting, fellas. I've been going down these rabbit holes, and I really want to discuss some of this shit. Next week's going to be about 3 people that I've been focused on, and they're all tied together somehow. We're talking about the Diddler himself, P. Diddy.
You gonna have my blood pressure up.
Orlando Brown.
Oh God.
And Jaguar Wright. If you guys are not familiar with Jaguar Wright, she is a R&B artist who is pretty well known back in the day. She came up with the Roots. She's won multiple awards. She dated Common who was married to Common for the longest time until he sexually assaulted her, and that was a real big thing that happened. And she was also big with Diddy's camp, and she recently, I think 2002, 2003, she did one of the most controversial interviews that's on Facebook right now or on YouTube. She spoke out against the darkness of the music industry. And everybody thought she was crazy. Everybody called her crazy, called her Orlando Brown, called her a liar.
Yeah, Orlando ain't seeming too damn crazy nowadays, is he?
Neither is the Jaguar, because guess what? Jaguar predicted, and there's all kinds of new ones you can watch, but the original one, she predicted and told us shit that nobody believed. Everybody laughed, and now it's all come. Everything she said has came to the light. She spoke on Diddy before anybody else did. She spoke on Meek Mills and Will Smith and Kevin Hart and a lot of these big dudes that people are just now seeing that are dirty. And you know, of course, Orlando. Yeah, everybody thought Orlando was your average crackhead, but now they're realizing. I mean, some of the stuff he says is a little off the wall, but
there ain't no such thing as reptilians, people.
Yeah, but he spreads in the truth. He kind of codes. He codes things. So if you listen to what he's saying, he codes things. I mean, this man's been around the industry his whole life, you know, since he was a child. He knows what he can say to get by with, and he'll code things. And a lot of people think that that's an act too. That he does.
Yeah, like Connie just said, he's the one that revealed it about Disney, and everybody thought he was crazy. Now look.
Oh yeah, he's the first one that called out Raven too. You know that Raven was gay or whatever, because everybody was talking about that he tried to, you know, harm her. I don't want to say the word, but you know, he tried to assault her sexually, and he's like, "How the hell am I going to do that when she don't even like men? She likes women." And everybody's like, "Oh, you don't know, how do you know this?" And he was like, "I was around her almost my entire childhood. I know." People said he was crazy, and then Raven came out. It's wild.
Watch his no jumper interviews.
Yeah. If y'all want to kind of jump down that little rabbit hole before next week, check out any of the Orlando Brown no jumper interviews or any of his newer interviews. He's done about 5 of them in the last 2 months. They're all crazy. I mean, he calls out everybody. Search Jaguar Wright. Especially search the Jaguar Wright interview where she talks about Diddy and Cassie, and she actually cries in the interview because, like, she was around for that whole thing with Cassie and how Diddy pretty much tried to kill her a few times, you know. And she calls out Biggie's wife, Faith Evans. She calls Faith Evans out about how Faith was, how she treated Biggie behind doors. Like how she used to cheat on him and she fucked Tupac and all kinds of stuff that a lot of people already know, but she like goes into deep detail about it. She talks about a lot of Jay-Z. Oh my God, she hates Jay-Z. She tells this big story about how Jay-Z and Puffy are like these two big super Illuminati puppets and they're trying to kill each other right now. Because one of them like, you know, because there can only be one. So they're at like, she's saying that Jay-Z is the reason that Puffy's in all this shit right now is because he blew the whistle.
If one of them wanted each other dead, one of them be dead.
Yeah.
I mean, they got enough money to have a fucking terrorist organization shoot a jet out of the sky.
Yep.
Oh yeah, but they're also both protected.
But
you can't protect from an RPG, bro.
Jay-Z's house is like $200 million mansion. They got the fucking money to do it.
Oh yeah. It's just they're both, man. There's so much going on between them. Like they know secrets about each other. They groom kids together, and
but you be seeing them together too often. That don't make no sense to me.
Yeah. I think they're all having their free. What are they called? What are them parties that they have? They're called freak offs.
Yeah.
I don't know. Kidd Jewell some of them videos with Bieber and Will Smith's son the other day, and he's like, "Oh shit."
Now we've had some crazy freak offs where people, you know, experimented with bottles and all that shit. But when you start hearing all this stuff of these celebrities and they start talking about, you know, children being involved in what was this newest one with Diddy that there's supposed to be evidence and video of like 11-year-olds walking around, you know, naked or in thongs and stuff and serving drugs on platters. I'm like, bro, that's insane.
He had two of his neighbors. There's a white neighbor, a younger white neighbor, and there's a younger black neighbor that lives on both sides of Diddy. And they've got both of them on interviews telling the almost exact same story about how they see random young people pulling up by the van loads at his house at 2 and 3 in the morning, Ubers and buses and vans and just all kinds of people just rolling out to his crib at all weird times.
So it makes sense now why that, you know, video when he first signed old Justin Bieber, why he went from ha ha funny to looking like please help rescue me.
Oh yeah. Did you see that one video that came out where it was where Diddy was? It was right after he got raided. Him and Bieber met up somewhere, and you could actually see him like touching Bieber looking for a wire. Bieber hugged him, and you could see Diddy was like patting him like this, like acting like he was talking, but he was looking for a wire.
I believe it. Did you see and listen to that audio that came out where old Diddy will fuck Meek Mills?
Nah.
Yeah, bro, there's audio recording and stuff. Somebody that used to either be signed to Meek or something or done something for Meek was at a party and literally recorded a bunch of stuff.
It was Gene Deal, Diddy's ex-bodyguard, recorded that shit.
Yeah, and like I guess like, you know, the audio has been scrubbed over by professionals and they're saying that it's a real recording and the voices on there aren't doctored or anything. So Meek Mill's got some explaining to do.
A lot of people do.
There's another video.
Usher's got some explaining to do.
There's another
This
video.
is my confession.
There's a video of Meek Mill and P. Diddy's pool and Diddy talking to Meek Mill, calling him daddy and shit.
Yeah, that's 50 Cent roasted that bitch ass motherfucker with that one.
Yeah.
They've been talking about 50 and Diddy's been going at it though. Like 50 was, I guess, what Diddy had offered to take 50 shopping or something.
Yep.
Yeah, and he was like, yeah, I remember that shit. He went off about that on Twitter.
Yep.
I love this comeback to Meek Mills though. When Meek Mills has some smart shit to say about 50, and he's like, I love it when a strong, independent female stands up strong, independent woman stands up for a man or some shit.
Did you see where Meek Mill and Soulja Boy went at it?
Oh,
better watch it. Old Soulja Boy will shoot him in the ass.
Soulja Boy said something, and Meek Mill went after him. I don't even know what the conversation said, but Soulja Boy popped back. He's like, "Did he fuck you in the ass?"
Y'all want to see something comical? Go watch. They just did it. I don't know if the whole interview's up, but there's clips of it up that have went viral the last 2 days. Go watch the Orlando Brown Charleston White interview.
Oh boy, anything with Charleston White is wild.
Charleston White put him on blast so hard because he was talking about how Charleston White was the bitch or whatever, and Orlando Brown was like, "Man, I'll whoop your ass." And Charleston's like, "Man, you ain't whooping nobody's ass. You didn't whoop them. High wig executives from putting a dick in your booty hole, did you?" Oh, dude, he was going in. He's like, "You didn't stop. You didn't fight nobody." He's like, "You ain't fighting shit." He's like, "You wasn't fighting them motherfuckers, was you?"
All I know is, you know, and I'm not condoning a lot of what Charleston White says because, you know, some of his shit is very sensitive and a lot of people can't handle that older generation people talking. But there's a reason why, you know, the Crips, the BDs, all these other the GDs ain't touched this motherfucker. It ain't because he's going and calling a law on everybody in the world because nobody's in jail that's threatening to kill him and shit. It's because every time you see him in some shit, he's actually doing what the hell he says he's going to do. He's macing people, he's punching people in their shit, like, you know. So I pretty much surprised he didn't whoop Orlando Brown's ass.
Yeah, I mean, you can't tell sometimes because before the interview they were dapping it up and laughing and joking, and then the interview got started, and then they start, you know.
And that's the thing with Charleston. Like if you put in Charleston White fake reactions, like there's a lot of times, man, he'll go on these shows and they'll pay him money to act out and act crazy, like act like he's gonna hit the spokesperson or the person interviewing him or whatever. Like and it'll go viral. You know what I'm saying? Because it's Charleston White, and damn near anything he touches goes viral. Hell, you toss him like you can probably get him on right here, right now for probably $500-$600, and for another $500, he'll start talking shit to you. You know what I'm saying? Threatening to kill you and everything else, and talk about raping the white man and all that shit because he does that, and it goes viral as fuck.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
That's that shit Charleston does. We need to do another episode on like all these beefs and cover a lot of stuff since some new shit's come up. You know, you got the Ouija Mac Cody Manson shit and
Man.
you know a lot of other stuff people don't want to talk about, and I don't give a fuck to talk about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna write that down. We'll do it because the first episode we did pretty well. It got, the views were pretty good on it.
Especially since we got a lot more going on nowadays because you got a new beef that just popped up, rap battle and beef battles on YouTube versus YouTube period, because anything to do with rap battle or anything to do with the word beef in it is fixing to be 187 on fucking YouTube because they're removing everything. They're removing 90% of the battle league shit and all that. If you haven't heard.
Hell yeah. So we'll do that. We'll actually do that. June 2nd? That's next week. No, next week is we're doing the other. So June 9th is Kidd Jewell's thing.
Also, for anybody.
Actually, we're gonna do June 9th we'll do the beef thing because we're gonna do Kidd Jewell's thing at 8:00. So the podcast is at 9. So we'll so it'll be a 2-hour thing basically.
Works for me.
We'll do the first hour for the Kidd Jewell thing, and then we'll hop right into the actual episode. So we'll do beef. We'll do beef part 2. Did 8 p.m. Kidd Jewell's is 8. Kidd Jewell's spotlight at 8, and then beef part 2. That'll be June 9th. Next week we're doing the Diddler and Orlando Brown and Jaguar, right?
With that, I want to go ahead and make a suggestion for the beef episode. We need to put on there Skits Craven versus the internet.
Yeah,
I am horrorcore.
Speaking of beefs, did you see dude named Bez Believe called out a bunch of motherfuckers too?
Oh yeah, he called out the entire industry.
It's funny, man. He's just trying to stay relevant. That motherfucker can't bring 100 people to a concert, so he's trying to jump on whatever bandwagon they'll sing him through.
I think so too. He's just trying to get clout.
I mean, he literally had a P. Diddy picture and like set it on fire or something.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's kind of weird that I mean, is he a gangster rapper? Is he a dope boy rapper? Is he a political rapper? Is he a country rapper? Like, what the fuck is that guy?
I didn't even know he was doing country until some shows started popping up on my feed of a country show. I was like, when the fuck did he turn country? Because
shit, I turned down 4 opportunities opening for him.
We'll also talk about Upchurch and Calhoun since Calhoun has made it official now.
Yeah,
sure, that's gonna be pulling off a Band-Aid for me. Y'all sure you want to speak on that and have me on here?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's what was.
But you know what I'm gonna fucking say.
Yeah, I mean, there for a while, like we couldn't talk about it much because it was a one-sided beef. But now Calhoun's like, "Fuck it, you want to talk shit? Let's do it."
We talking about the Cody Manson thing too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course, absolutely, bro. That's going to be a big one, especially in the lane we all reside in. Like, there's going to be a lot of people who will want to definitely partake in that opinion.
All right. But
Yeah, we'll come up with more. So if y'all think of any more throughout, the week or whatever, or the next
Absolutely.
2 weeks, just shoot it to me and we can write it all down and we'll cover it.
all right.
But
And P.S. just so everybody knows, I think both Ouija and Cody Manson are both amazing human beings in their own lane. So
I
Yeah.
don't know Cody, so
every
my
interaction I've had with Cody's been cool. Like he
my interactions online with him, I haven't met him in person yet, but I plan to. But everything I've met him online has been positive, and dude's pretty laid back and chill.
Oh,
Kidd
you
Jewell's gonna be
get
biased
at the
anyway
show?
because he's the Ouija all the way.
Yeah, Kidd Jewell's you a Ouija fan, ain't you?
yeah. Yo.
You didn't meet Cody at the show when you were down?
What show?
I'm talking to King K.
Oh,
Fuck, I don't know. I might have. I don't think so.
He was at that show y'all went to, the one where the Twisted show. He was on that tour.
Nah, bro. I met a few people from Indiana to come down to kick it with me and see me, but after that, like, no, I don't remember meeting. If I did, bro, like I don't remember because I was so focused on some other shit at that show.
Yeah, I chopped it up with him a little bit of that show because he made my Kentucky Kong chain. He makes like clay chains and shit, and he
That's
actually
dope.
made that work for me. And he's seen it at the show, so we got talking about it. Yeah, every interaction I've had with Cody's been cool, and of course Ouija's an amazing person. Every interaction I've had with him has been totally 100%.
Yep.
Like, so it's a hard one, man. What's up, Eric? Oh shit! Did he fall out? What happened to you there?
Yeah, man, I lost the connection there for a second. Eric Whitler said he met him.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on with that situation, man. I think there's some shit going on behind the scenes there. I don't know.
I don't think it's a lot of people keep saying it's the camps. I don't think it's the camps at all. I
No.
don't see from everything I've ever
His
seen
disc
from.
kind of told what it was about.
Yeah, of course. Just a lot of people don't want to hear it.
Yeah, he kind of pretty much said it was over a feature. He thought that I guess Ouija was going to give him a feature, and Ouija tried to wax him.
And that's another thing with the beef shit, man. Like, since we're going to be speaking on it as we come together as an accumulative ideal, like we should post songs. All right, this is what this song started. This was the rebuttal, so that way people can follow along and come to their own opinion.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. There was a rebuttal. Ouija did a rebuttal, but I can't find it nowhere. Like, he took it down.
It was you talking about why Cody fired at him?
No, well, not that one.
So him and Darby's got a song called Cobra Toxin.
Yeah, because that's why he what was Cody's
he said
coming back with cum toxin or something.
Yeah, he put
or semen toxin or something, semen venom or some shit.
That's why Cody said put a name on it. You know what I mean? Like, but no, Ouija and Darby actually did a rebuttal to that one, and it was only up for like a day. I don't know why it got pulled down because I went to look for it after I heard about it, but it was gone.
That could be anything. That could be management telling them to take it down.
Yeah, it could definitely be management, telling them, hey, don't pay into this shit anymore and give them any more promo.
Yeah.
I'll discuss as soon as we get off here. I'll discuss something about that. I'm not gonna say it on air right now, but yeah, we're over time anyway. So yeah, y'all appreciate y'all tuning in. Absolute Hysteria, Ep.6. We were here. Now we're out. Tune in next week. Tune in next week for the P. Diddy, Orlando Brown, Jaguar Wright 3-way no Diddy convo. But until then, man, make sure y'all keep checking out the pages. Any new information, any new news will be dropped on the Absolute Hysteria Facebook page. Make sure y'all go follow that. And yeah, check out the video I just dropped if y'all want to participate in the contest that I'm doing right now for Absolute Hysteria. If y'all want to win some free shit, go watch the video, follow the instructions, and you can win some free shit too. But
Yep.
Anything you guys want to say before we jump out?
Vote for me for president.
You got my vote.
Kincaid 2024. Let's get it.
He's running with a midget for vice president, so vote for us.
Yes, sir.
Kincaid Kidd Jewell 2024. Let's get it. All right, guys. We are out.
Come back and join us next week on Absolute Hysteria. Follow Easy 606 on YouTube and all social media.
It was over. That's why I was talking, because I thought